All right, good morning, everyone, once again. Welcome to today's class, Front-End Development Beginner. We are going to be wrapping up HTML and CSS today, like a wrap-up. It's not like wrap-up. We will always be using HTML and CSS. We will always be using it. But what I mean by wrap-up is our focus is not going to be on HTML and CSS anymore, because by now it is expected that all of us, we can use HTML and CSS comfortably. So, and also we can use, by CSS actually, I mean both the custom CSS and the frameworks, the Bootstrap. So by now we should be able to use it very well. The next week we are going to be jumping into JavaScript, and that'll take a lot of time. So let's just prepare ourselves. Let's read documentation. Let's go out and read resources ahead of next week, Tuesday. Because JavaScript can be really, really confusing. So I want us to prepare before then. All right. So wrapping up HTML, yeah, we've gone far. We've been able to at least made a lot of progress, the development. We've tried to build websites, complete theme suites, landing page on our own. A static page, yeah, I would say, even if it's not going to at least a static page, and then we've been able to achieve the responsiveness of that particular page using the media query. We've learned Bootstrap also. We've learned how to use Bootstrap to develop a page, to develop components, to develop a responsive page, and how Bootstrap can actually help us to develop faster, both mobile, tablet, and desktop. So today we'll just do some overview of everything, and we'll touch the last thing we're supposed to do, which is going to be, we're going to be touching the swiper. Yeah, we'll talk on the swiper first, how to create multiple swiper on a single page. And then after that, we'll talk about the accordion. We'll just discuss the accordion part. And then we'll check the SVG part. And then lastly, I think we just wrap it up there, and then we'll take issues and concern, and then we can now wrap it. Today might not be as long as we used to be. So although we never can still tell. So let's just see how it goes. So I'll just start with the HTML. The swiper.js, how to create multiple swiper.js on a particular page. So let's go to our development. So our development, trying to look for. Okay, so this is our development. All right, so let's start it. So this is our own Bootstrap page, the one we've been working on before. So let's open the the one-page Bootstrap, their own one-page Bootstrap. Just open it down. All right, so I want to believe what George was saying was this part. Yeah, this part, which when you inspect, you see what is being used there. You see that. Let's just check it out. So what we use, I think they use an SVG here. So all you have to do is just to copy the SVG file. Just look for this one in SVG, copy it, and then use it, which we may have to still talk about it today, Shay. Okay, so I have to copy this like this. Drop SVG down to this place, so we can achieve this one. And then this is the BX, which is the B icon. So we just put it inside. All right. And please, when you are building your own Bootstrap, ensure that you always consider the large and the desktop screen at the same time. You don't have to just focus on the desktop first before coming to the mobile. It's best you just focus on everything at the same time, so you don't have to stress yourself all over again. All right, so now let's see how we can have two swiper on a single page. All right, so I have swiper here already. This is a swiper JS, and then this is my swiper configuration. So I said earlier that this swiper is picking a variable, from, or let's say it's picking a class from our index.html. So imagine, let's assume that, okay, this is the configuration, and then it is expected for us to even ask that, okay, how does this swiper know that I'm supposed to make this particular div swipes? I'm supposed to target this particular testimonial. So how does it even know that? So that's only possible because of the configuration, the class that I was able to pick, and this is the class here. You understand? So this is dot swiper, means it's picking a class from our index.html, and then just come back to your swiper and then look for it inside the container. You see that we have this class here, swiper. So it's actually picking this dot swiper from this particular div. So if you close it out now and then bring this one, copy it. Now let's paste this down. Let me just put something in between. Let me say H1 in between. Or there's a way you can put a line breaker. They call it HR. That's break. So you can have a line breaker just for us to see the difference. So now I'll paste what I copied. It's the same thing, no, but I can't start building a different thing. I just want to show us how we can have a different one. So now we have this one. We can now name it, let's say swiper. You can just say swiper 2, for example, or let's use swiper 1. If this one is swiper, this one is swiper 1. Now let's save it. Go back to your swiper JS. Copy the same thing. This one is for swiper. This first configuration is for swiper. So we want to copy it and then come down. You can even comment it like usual. Just say swiper 2 or swiper 1 configuration. Okay. And then paste it here. Right. So, but then try as much as possible to change this from swiper to swiper. Just a different name of swiper. Tell me, what's this one? This is swiper 2, right? Swiper
Good
1.
morning, Simple Soup. Can you please increase your font size?
Okay, thank you very much for that. All right, is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so we change this one. You can't have two different variables. Like, you can't have two different functions. Like, this is already a swiper. So this cannot be swiper again. Do you understand? So you have to have another name for it. So you can just call it swiper 2, and then you're good to go. So now let's save it. Let's see if that's going to work fine. So we are targeting our swiper 1, right? And then inside our script, we have swiper for swiper. And then we have swiper 1 for swiper 1. Let's call it swiper 1. All right, well, let's just use this. Since we are using name, I just believe that should work fine. Let's save it and see what we have now. Okay, let me. Okay, so this is what we have now. I don't know why this is like this. I think I'll have to put it in its own container so that we can have it the way it's supposed to be. Right. Currently it's out of the container and then it's swiping all across. So we just have to put it in its own container so we can have this one behave as it's supposed to be also. So that's just basically how you can have different swiper. You just have to change the variable name. That's the first thing, because this one is picking the swiper from the index, the first swiper, is picking the first one, swiper 1. So since you want another swiper, just pick the second one, swiper 2. Or if you want another one, copy it and paste it, swiper 3, copy it and paste it, swiper 4, and all of that. So let me confirm something before we move forward. Okay, that's basically it. Okay. So this is the HR, the line break that I use. It's just for us to see the difference between the first one and the second one. So that's just the line break. That's what it's meant. It's used for. So is that okay? I don't know, someone asked a question. So you just find a way to make it look okay.
Sir, please, one more question. If we are to put this swiper one that we created into another, the same swiper doesn't want anything above it. Maybe we have other, sorry for my background, maybe we have other, maybe we have other JavaScript files and we don't want anything above it. Can we put it into another, let's say we have swiper 1JS.
Okay, yeah.
And link it to this particular.
Yes, you can do that.
Thank you.
So that's just the same way you were able to create your swiper.js, right? Remember when you created this swiper.js, let me just remove this first. Okay, this one can be there. Grab this. Remember when you change your swiper, you have to change the pagination also. Remember, let me just finish with this pagination. You know, this pagination is already taking this one, right? So we have to change the pagination also. So swiper pagination, then you can come to your swiper here and just change the swiper pagination also. Where is it? So that's just basically all these ones are just picking. They're just picking a variable, picking a class from our index.html. So that's one. Now let's assume that I want to have a different file. I don't want to have it together. So I can just do something. I already have, fine, I'm going to have my swiper inside my HTML. That's very okay. Let me just cut this out first. Let's create another something here. Let's just put it in dot. Let's say dot container sm. Paste this one here. So this is the second one. Okay. So it's okay. Yeah. So let me say py5. That's basically. Now I want to have a different swiper.js. So I will just go back here and create, let's say swiper1.js, right? And then copy the script that you want to use. This is the script. So just copy it like this. And then go back to your swiper1.js, paste the same script. Don't forget to always change the name to the variable that you currently have. So I think the name, the variable is swiper1, and then this pagination is also pagination1. Let's use this instead. Let me just check if that's correct. Check if that's correct. Swiper1, okay. Where's pagination? Yeah, pagination1. Okay. Now let's save it. All right, but then this swiper has not been linked yet. Remember when we created this one, we had to link into our index.html. So what we need to do now, just the way we were able to link the previous one, we just have to link the new one also, swiper1.js, save it, and try as much as possible to always check if your linking is correct. Yes, fine. That means our linking is very correct because now we have swiper1 inside is swiper1.js, and then we're able to come to this place just by clicking on the index swiper script. So now let's save it and see if you're still going to have the same behavior. But what I'm actually saying, yeah, let's just see. Let's see what we have now. Okay, this is the first swiper. So let's go down and then look for the second swiper. Okay, this should be the second swiper, but then it's misbehaving currently. So we have to look for why is it misbehaving? What's the reason for the misbehavior? Let's confirm that. Swiper1.js. Definition 1. Swiper slide. Swiper slide. Swiper slide. 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 Okay. So I don't quite understand what's coming. Let's see. Testimonial swiper. Swiper wrapper. I believe we still have a swiper wrapper. Yes. Under the swiper1.js. Okay. I think we have to. There's this CSS that we still have to consider. Let's just see if that is it. So here we have to change to swiper1. Well, it shouldn't be, but let's just do that. Okay, so yeah, I think we have the behavior that we need now. So this is the first swiper. Okay, and then there's a misbehavior on this one now. Let me refresh the page. So the problem is, what I see is the problem now is the arrangement of the script. That's what the problem is right now. So I think the best thing we can actually do is to have the two swiper together in a single. Remember when this was above, remember I changed the script, the location of the script. So when this was above, then the upper one will act nice. So this is the upper one. Now this one is acting correct, acting very nice. And then this will act abnormal. So that means that the problem now here is you should have your script. This script should be always above other scripts. So, and for that reason, we cannot have additional scripts like this, right? So I would just say, instead of doing that, it is best we just wrap whatever we have here inside this one, inside the swiper.js, because now this is giving us a very unusual behavior. It's giving us a very unusual, it's expected or is expecting itself to be on top instead of being below. So that's just what I noticed. Let me see if this is not the problem. This is definitely a problem. Try that again. Or let me see what I can do. Swiper.js, swiper1.js. Well, I wasn't expecting that to cause any, but then it is causing the misbehavior. Yeah, so it's definitely causing the misbehavior. So that means, well, this is all swiper behavior. This is all swiper problem, right? If you have other JavaScript file, like maybe a script for Bootstrap or a script for your own scripts, like maybe you have some other functions that you want to run, maybe a counter or some other things, then you can have multiple of these. But it seems that swiper does not like to be below another swiper. That's from what we learned from the last class, that it's swiper will not want another thing to be on top of it like this. So it has to be the only one without having any comments above it, just the way the swiper behaves. So I think that's the same thing that's happening on the index of HTML here, that it is not allowing another one to be below it. It has to be the one on top. So if this one cannot work, then the best way to achieve that is to copy whatever we have here and paste it under here. So since it does not want any other thing to be below it, then fine. We can just wrap all the swiper that we want, just the way I did it here in one of my last year when I was also taking the training. Where is it? Just the way I was able to fix that here when I was taking the training. It works perfectly fine. This is the first one, swiper 1. This is the first swiper. So then this is the second swiper 2. This is the third. I have about 6 swiper. This is swiper 3. Yeah, and remember, just look at it. The pagination is always changing. Swiper 2. This pagination. Okay, I think it's swiper 2 here. This pagination is pagination 1. So when you are changing the swiper, you try as much as possible to change the pagination also. So this is swiper 4, pagination 4, swiper 5, pagination 5, and all of that. So it's going to work as far as it is all swiper are on the same file, and they don't have anything above it like this that is not a swiper. So it's definitely going to work. But then having it like this, having 2 different swiper on 2 different scripts, I don't think that's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. So the person that asked the question, can you just go with that? Is it possible for you to just, yeah, you don't even have a choice. So you have to go with that. Are we okay? Is she still here?
Yes, sir. I'm okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so all right, so this one is okay now. Okay, so now let's just remove it and go to the next thing, which is the accordion. See how we can fix that and remove the border. Well, I don't know what, let me just see what he's talking about so we can see how we can fix that. This. Okay, so the accordion from our last design. So we were able to achieve this part of the accordion. So I want to believe what you were trying to remove is this effect, this this after effect, right? Judge.
No. I've changed the color, right? It's just after changing the color, you see the border, the border itself. Yes, that's where the problem is. The rest is quite just basics.
Okay, let's see what that does. Frequently asked questions. So we have the container first. We have data monitoring. No, not this. This one. So we have the accordion. We have the accordion item, the accordion header, the accordion button. Okay, here's the thing. We have to target the accordion. All these classes are styled already by default from Bootstrap. All of these classes. So I think the only way we can do that is to override their own styling by passing a border none to that div that we don't want the border to be. For example, this border now is from here to here, right? That means it's on the title. So this is it. So this is the accordion item. If you close it up now. So we have this button and the H1 coming. It's H2. Okay, this is the body. This is the collapse one. Okay, so what we need to target now, I think, is the H2. So first thing, let's just see if we can remove okay, this is the class already. Can remove the outline. So let's add border 0 first. I'm sure you must have done that also. Let's just do that first. Then if that doesn't work, we have to use outline 0. So let's see. Okay, border is still there. So that means we have to use outline is 0. Let's go to Bootstrap and see their outline class. Okay, Bootstrap. when you're working with button actually works use the border for button is mostly an outline, not border itself. It's mostly an outline. So let's just see button outline, button outline, yeah, button outline. So let's look for button outline, outline buttons. Okay, yeah, outline, yeah. So we have button outline primary. So we should be able to have button outline none. So that's what I want to confirm. If there's a way we can have no outline. Button outline is 0. Let's just write button btn outline 0. Let's see that again. So, button outline primary, button outline is 0. So let's copy the same thing. Most of those styling are default from Bootstrap end. So you just have to look for a way to override their own styles. Okay, I think it's still there.
Hello,
all right.
Morning,
yeah.
sir.
So this
Sir,
is
is
important.
yeah.
That's the box shadow, sir. It's a box
The
shadow.
shadow, the shadow.
Okay, it's a shadow. Okay, let me just check and see what it is. So that means you just have to remove the shadow. So let's see that the header. So okay, so this is the box shadow. All right, let me comment it out. Well, it's still there. Okay, let's see if we use it.
We have to target the sorry.
Let's target the header, right? Itself. That's the H2.
No, we need to target the button, sir. Like the accordion button.
Yeah.
When it's on focus, the box shadow none.
All right. So George, why don't you should have just raised this issue since when people have been able to solve it. You should have raised the issue on the group chat. All these bosses. Okay, this is button disable cursor button. Unfocused. Okay. Now the question is, how do people get to know that okay, this is a button on focus? So that's what I'm trying to see. If you can even see something like that, then you can know.
No, sir, I'm not sure you're going to see the focus there.
I'm not sure it's going to be there also.
But since it's not over, like once you click on it, it's going to remain there focusing. So once it's on focus, that box shadow should go out.
Let's just remove it automatically instead of that. Just remove it. Is there any focus class in Bootstrap, or we just have to use our own? Let's just say remove. Can I target the accordion button itself?
Yes, you can.
Let me see. Let me override the accordion button. My CSS and remove focus. George, are you there?
I'm there.
All right, boss. So that's accordion button. So just look for the focus. It's focus, right? You can just say box shadow. Just remove 0, or let's make it none. And put important. Let's see if this is going to work fine. I believe that's the focus, right? Yeah. So I think we are doing fine now. So we can still say accordion button. So let's say background color, transparent, important. Okay, I think that fixes it. George,
Yes, boss.
are we cool now? I think that's just basically okay. Continue.
Basically, the problem is just how do you know that's focus? Do you get? Because I inspected everything. I tried it and I tried it. I tried several things, but how would you know that that's like focus? I think that's where the problem is.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. If when you inspect, you're even going to see, because it's not everybody that will know that button focus is even available in styling. So, but then now we know, right? And then to use your focus is more like using your overall. So just call the button and then your focus here. So then you're good to go, but we don't need that. I don't know why you want to remove the focus. Is it that they don't have it on their own, or
no, they don't have it on their own. They don't.
Okay,
no,
let
they
me
don't.
confirm that. Okay, so let's see how we can achieve the SVG. There's something now, actually, let's make the SVG the last thing. There's something I want to design. Okay, this one, will make this one the last thing. So let's see how we can achieve this particular one. Let's see how we can achieve this particular one. And then we now make the SVG the last one. Yeah, someone is trying to say something?
For that focus, you know that they have some global styling in that document. I don't know everything they put on that inspect. So who knows? It might be there, but we cannot see it.
Yeah, very right. And some styling maybe even aiding itself. Yeah, you're very right. Okay, okay, David, thank you. I didn't see this on time that it was a box shadow. All right, thank you for that. Maybe an inline script for one of them will help. I think so. Okay, maybe an inline script for one of them. Perhaps you could just try it. The person that won the question can try that also. So I've been graded but not promoted. You'll be promoted this time, Michael. Jasmine, can you just unmute yourself and just say what exactly is not clear? Jasmine.
Good morning. Sorry, that was nothing. I understand. That was nothing. Sorry, I was just going around.
Okay.
No mind.
All right, that's good. All right, so let's just see how we can achieve this. Basically, I want us to have an interactive session on this one. I'll just tell us the idea, right? Or let's start by this. Let's see. I want to have numbers. Sorry, hands up. Now you've been given this problem to solve. You have cards, right? This is not swiper, just normal cards, right? So how do you achieve this card number one? Then after achieving the card, the card does have an image here and then a title, or let's say this is the card title, the card, what they call it, the card title, and this is the card body, something like that. So and then on top of the card, we now have an over. When you over on it, you want to have this content or these images to show up visible. So now let me see, and just I need suggestion how you've been given the challenge to solve. What was the first thing you have to do? What are the things you do? Okay. Don't say anything, just raise your hand. And I would like to see hands from Jasmine, from Abiri, from Elijah. I want to see hands. Oh, I need to see hands. Even if you don't have to know everything. Just say something first. Just say anything you get. Okay, here now you have cards, right? These are cards. So what's the first thing you need to do? Even if to just say, okay, let's see how we can use. We can start by creating a container. That's number one. That's something. Okay, we have it on that team. You can start by creating a section for team. You can start by creating a section or just say anything. So I'll start from, I need to see everybody's hand up because this is a very simple something. So we can start by creating H, normal H. You can start by creating P or whichever one you want us to start with. So, or we can start by creating a section, which is what we are going to start with. So now, Abiri, what do you think we can do first? This is the section we are trying to build.
Why are you calling me first? Is it because you are the first person here? So we'll start with a section.
Okay.
Then we'll get an H1. No, sorry, container.
Container, okay.
Because it's going to have a background color.
Okay, just wait. Let's see how we can do that while you're saying it. Please don't lost us to carry us astray. Okay, so what do we call the comments? What do we call the comments?
Comment.
What do we call the comment? Team,
okay.
section,
I guess.
All right. So under the team section, we are going to research section, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So okay, what else do we do now? Just look at it again.
Let's have a container so we can have a background.
Okay, container. Okay.
Okay, then an H1.
H1. All right.
Team.
Okay, we have team inside the H1. Okay, then what next?
A P.
A P to the paragraph. Okay, thank you very much for that. I think you're better. All right, so I'll pick another person. Let's save that. Well, I don't know if this is right or if I'm picking you now and then you feel like, okay, what we've done is not still okay. So feel free to say, no, this is very wrong, and then we'll see
Adjust it.
that is wrong there. Yeah. So let's see what we have now. Okay, we have team and then we have this. Okay, so the next person, let's see. Okay. Jasmine, your hand is not up, but yes. Jasmine, unmute yourself.
Oh. Why are you calling me? I didn't even raise my hand.
No, yeah. Okay, we have a section, we have container, and then we have H1, and then we have P. So what next are we supposed to do? What are we doing next? Let's see the page again.
Okay, we have div after that.
Yeah. Okay, we have a div after that. Okay, is it supposed to be inside this, or will I create it outside the container or still under the P?
No, it's going to be outside.
Outside the container, right? Okay.
Yes.
So that's a normal div. Or what should be inside? Should I put a class, or I should just call div, just div, or a class?
You put a class.
Okay. All right, let me just call it like this. So, well, I don't know what will be inside the class. You have to tell me. But then if you don't have anything, the fine, we can see. So what next? What do we do next? Look at design again.
And we have div card.
Card, right?
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, the div, the container. Sorry. Okay. No, we are right. Let's continue.
That would be card, right? Div card.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what next? Just one more thing. It's just three.
Then we can have our card.
Can I have what?
Yeah. We can have a card top, and inside we have an image.
Okay, so we can have card top. Okay, and then inside it we have our image. All right. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. All right. So just stay on the call. Let's hear from other persons. Let me see. Hope. No, not Hope. Ntse, please kindly unmute yourself and contribute now. Today is a wrap up, so we are not really into teaching ourselves. We want to learn. Okay, so this is what we have now. You can say, no, this is wrong. You can bring us back and then you tell us why it is wrong.
Container.
Okay, so,
for the container, I think we should use container SM.
Okay, container SM. Why do you think we should use container SM?
That's what we've been using for this particular design.
Okay.
Oh, yes, because if you use fluid, it will just, there will be no space by the edges.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So we want to have a uniform alignment. So we use the SM. Thank you. All right. So what next? Just 3 things from you. Let's take
Now,
the design again.
Still inside the container.
Okay.
Still inside the container, below the P.
Okay.
We should have we should use a grid.
Okay, so what do you see anything wrong with this one that we are trying to do? This the previous person decided to have a div here with a card inside. Okay,
Yes,
so we want to have a grid here. Okay.
Yes, we should have a grid there where we'll have our column. Now the card will be created inside the columns.
Okay, I should create a div for column, right? Or what should I do now?
You should create a div
inside
the column where you have the cards inside. That means the column should be like, I think we have 4 pictures there.
Yeah, we have 4 pictures right now.
And so we should have 4. We should have a row that has columns. Yes.
Okay, what I want you to do is to tell me what to write now, because I don't know what to write. Okay, what should I type now? Should I create a div for row or a div for column?
Row for row.
Okay, for row.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you have the column there now.
Okay, then the column. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Oh, are you okay? Are you okay? Just look at the code very well and then see. It's fine, right? With you, okay? Is it okay
now
with you?
The cards down there, they're not supposed to be there.
Okay, they're not supposed to be there. Okay.
They are not.
Okay. So you're thinking
cards should be inside the column. The cards be, yes.
Okay, because a card should be inside the column. Okay, since we are working with a row. Okay. All right, let's bring it here. Okay, so Jasmine, yeah, you're right, Jasmine, you're very right. But the only error you made was having to put the card outside and not inside because we want to have 4 different cards, so we have to arrange it on a row. So that's just the only thing. You're very correct, but that's just the only error. So well, I don't know if it says or Stanislas is even correct with this one. This is just our own suggestion on what we're supposed to do. Right now, let's save it. So we cannot have anything yet because all this is just basically the structure. So let's call someone else. Remember, you can always say, no, what we did was wrong and we have to change it again. So I know people are just trying to hide. Okay, let's go. People that raised the hand. George, so what do we do? Just look at the code. Look at what we are trying to build again. So we are trying to develop. And this is the code. So what do you think we should change? We can talk the CSS while we
go back to the code.
Okay, this is the code.
I think remove the grid. Remove the grid, the div class grid, that has to go. We can't have grid and we have row at the same time. So remove the grid.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's create another container for it.
Create another container for the row, right?
Yes, that has the row, yeah. Container SM.
Inside.
Wrap it in the container.
SM. Okay. I want you to study the code.
Let me see the code.
Study the previous one and the current one.
Okay. Remove the cat top. Remove the cat top.
Yeah, should remove the cat top entirely. So we should have.
Yes. Remove the cat top. Just let's have a card, but not the cat top. Okay. I think what's left here is basically just go to Bootstrap and get the card image. If you get the card image, put it in your row, and then we have to repeat it into I think repeat it 4 times. But we can basically get everything done before we do that. So I think we should do that first. Let's get a whole particular card first. So let's go get the card.
But why do you
think we should get the card from Bootstrap?
Why do you think we should go and steal a card? Why don't you think we should just write it ourselves? Don't you think we just write
it's fine. It's fine.
I understand it is, we can go there and just copy it, but well, it's basically just card title and card top. Let's see. Let's find the card. Card example.
The one that has an image. I think it's the first one too.
And that has an image. So we can just copy this,
Yeah,
right?
just copy that, yes.
Okay, and let's replace this card.
Yeah,
okay. So from your end, you taught us how to steal. Thank you very much for that.
It's easy.
Okay, one more thing from
one more thing. Let me just remove the styling for the width. So that when I think that's just the last thing you want from me. The other things you do. Yeah,
thank you.
Fine.
Although there are still, I can still see a single error on this code. You understand? I can still see a single error, but let's just go to the next question. David, why are you? Okay, okay, David is the next person. George, please mute yourself. David is the next person.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, boss. So remember, this is our styling. This is what we're trying to do.
Okay.
Okay, now let's
we start by the container SM, like from the top, that is after the section.
Yes.
Is either maybe we give a div carrying the H1 and the P tag, or we can just give each of them a text center. Yeah.
Okay. So which one do you want us to do?
Okay, for me, I prefer a div. Then you just give the div a text center in case it's up.
Let me just say text center. All right. So that we have both at the center. Okay.
Yeah. So we can start by removing the container SM on the row, because I believe the role is already inside the container small, in which we have at the after the section. So I think we don't need.
That means we already have 582 container SM, so we shouldn't have another container SM inside another container SM.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very much. Yeah. So, George, it's not like you're wrong. It's just a different perspective, and then we just have to make small changes. Yeah. Perhaps if you had seen this one, maybe you will tell us to put that container SM again. All right. Okay. So, two more things from you, David.
Okay. So we'll be giving the column. We'll be giving maybe, I don't know whether we should start the responsiveness now or we should wait.
You just tell us everything once.
Okay. So we do column /3.
Column /3.
Yeah, and column MD6.
Column MD6.
Yeah, and a display flex. Deflex.
Deflex.
Yes,
Okay.
and align items stretch.
Align items stretch. So
Yeah.
stretch.
And imagine bottom. Margin bottom 5. No, that is MB5.
Okay.
And MBLG0.
MB large 0.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's done.
Okay, so one more thing.
So using our external that is our CSS right here. So we have to give a box shadow to our card.
Okay.
And
so we're supposed to target the card now. Let's say, well, let's use, should we give it a different class or we should use the card itself?
Okay. I prefer using a different class. Yeah.
Okay. Or we should have an inline, or which one? Anyone that you want.
I prefer the external styling. That is giving it a different class.
Should be the class name.
Yeah, okay. We should give even a class name like maybe member.
Member
Member wrapper. Yeah.
Wrapper. So, but this member wrapper does not really tell us that we are trying to give our card a box shadow. Does not really tell us what we are trying to do.
Okay, can do member shadow.
Okay, so member shadow, that's better. All right, so then our styling, go down and say member shadow. Okay, so what do we do? Box shadow, right?
Yeah, box shadow.
So what do we say?
Say box shadow.
Okay.
0 pixel.
0 pixel.
2 pixel.
Pixel.
15 pixel.
Pixel.
And then RGBA.
RGBA, transparent.
Yeah, and 18.
Okay.
66.
Have you done this thing before? This one that
Exactly.
Telling us from somewhere. Okay, 1856.
And 101.
01. So the transparent.
And 0.08.
0.08. Okay. All right, let's see what we have. Let's see what we have currently. All right. So this is what we have. Okay, this is not bad. I think we are moving forward. So let's see the next person. Please, let's be fast. We are moving out of time. We're almost out of time, sorry. I'm supposed to see three more hands. Okay, gospel. Gospel.
One is that David has said it, but I still have something to say. We will remove that image. We're going to remove it.
Okay. So
yes. Now we are going to create a div. Like cut it out. Cut it.
Yeah, I'll cut it. I just want to leave it there, so I'll copy it later.
Maybe we can cut the div, maybe image box.
Okay. Still inside the card, have you?
Yes, inside the card.
Okay.
Put the image there.
Okay, so let's drop this inside. All right.
Then we'll create inside there. We'll create another div.
Still after, is it below the
yes, below it. Yes. So we call it social icons.
Social icons. Okay, so inside social icons.
Okay, so inside the social icons, we are going to then start go and copy the
Okay, so we should get the images or the icon.
But yeah, of course, the icon.
I'm expecting someone to just say we're supposed to get the image now. We're not supposed to get the image. Okay.
We'll get the image now.
Maybe we're not supposed to get the image. Let me just pick out the images. Okay, so we have image 1. Let's see, projects, post map. Okay, so images. Let's give this one a name. Scene 1. All right, then one. Save image as scene 2. The third one. Save image as scene 3. The fourth one. Save image as scene 4. Okay. So now we should get Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram and LinkedIn. That should be from Bootstrap icon. Or should we use, let's just use Bootstrap icon.
Or should I just drop the, okay.
Let's use Bootstrap icon because we are learning. So we have Facebook. So we're copying this, right? So
Yes.
am I putting it directly inside?
No, you nest it inside and what they call that a tag, anchor tag.
Okay. So should I use the link directly or I should just
use the a tag?
Just the a tag. Okay. All right. So the next one also inside a tag, right?
Mm.
So that would be Facebook. Okay, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Let's go for Twitter. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Okay. I think this one will be a go. Okay, so Instagram and LinkedIn. Okay, so we can actually say BI Instagram and BI LinkedIn directly. So we don't have to Instagram. Can someone spell LinkedIn for me? That LinkedIn is crazy.
Linked. K-E-G.
K-E-D-L-N.
No, I-N.
Okay, so let's see what we have now. Okay, so this is what we have.
Okay, put the image.
Image, so at least we have something nice. Image and then thing one. Okay, I think that's nice.
Then let's give that social icon a box first, a color. Let's give BG primary from there.
I mean everything like this?
No, the social icons first, so that we'll see what we are doing.
BG primary, so we'll see what we're doing. All right, that's enough. Let me pick someone else. Let's pick someone else. Someone else. Nobody. Who wants to go again? Who wants to go again? Oh, okay. Oh, you did not say anything. Oh, I know this one is getting tougher, but you can still say something. Just.
So they've said all the simple things.
Yeah. But you can still say anything. Or at least we have to flex this one and then give it justify or whatever space between or stuff like that. So now.
Okay, but let's see our work first.
Okay.
The icons you're about to create, is it not supposed to be in the image and act as a hover?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Well, I don't know. What you have to do is to make it absolute, because if you see the icons now is also inside the image box there. So for us to have this icon on top of this image, we have to make it not to take a space. So I don't know, what should we take? What should we do? I feel like I'm
the one I think I knew was maybe in the image div we create a linear gradient, and inside that gradient, but that's going too far though. Inside that linear gradient, we now put the icons there. That's going far, right?
Yeah. Okay, let me just give you a hint. What I want us to tell us, now is how to make this div absolute so that it can stay. Currently, the div is taking its own space right now, as you can see, taking its own space. So what we want now is for this div to not take its own space, but to be on top of this image. So what do we do?
I think in the
you can search for
social.
Absolute. Yeah.
So I thought you're supposed to give it text white.
Sorry, text white. Yeah, that should be it. All right. I just want to see what we are doing now, because those guys are hidden, so we can still change the color later. All right. So yeah, you target this place a bit. Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So what do we do?
Can we give it a class and then call it in the CSS? So and
Yeah,
call it absolute. Can we do that?
Yeah, we can. But we can also use absolute from this place. Yeah, we can use an external style, but if there's a way we can use absolute here, there's no need for us to use an external.
Need to search the absolute for bootstrap.
We may still need to use the external because of the behavior, as you can see. Okay. So let's just use our external. So what should we call it? What should we call it?
Okay.
I'm asking, what should we call it? What name?
Icon, image icons is okay, sir.
All right, image icon.
So okay. You can call it
image icons. Okay, so what do we put? Position absolute, right?
Yeah, absolute. But I think we'll make it relative to the
parent.
Yes, to the parent.
Okay, so this is what absolute is giving us now.
Yes.
So what do we do now?
We target the parents now. Give it a class too.
Okay, let's give it parent. Image parent.
Image parent. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we call it now. And give it absolute.
Okay, dot img parent. So give it position
relative.
Okay.
So let's see where it will show now.
Okay, now this is where it's showing.
Okay, let's do. We do bottom. Let's do bottom.
Bottom. Okay, like
we are just trying.
Yeah or yeah.
It should be in the absolute. Yes. Let's try. Let's just try. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's okay. So
okay,
what next?
So in the icons now, I think in the parent icon, I think we should give it we're trying to align it center, so give it
well, let's see. Let me just make it easier for you.
Okay, here.
100%. All right. So
okay. So that we can now
yeah. Item
center, justify content center.
Content center.
People need gap.
Yeah. Column or row. Let's use column. 20 pixel. Okay. All right. So
the color now. We have to address the color to be transparent. Opacity.
The image box. We'll give it a height.
Yeah. Okay. We'll give it a height. Just it is not your turn. Okay. Oh.
Yes, sir.
So where are we? Just one more thing, and then
yeah, I think the color now, the background color.
Okay, you mean this PG primary, have you?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what we have from their own.
It's more transparent. Yes.
That one is white, is not blue. So should we change it to white and then give transparent, have you?
Yes, we should change it to white and give transparent.
Let's just do this one here and go to our image icons. So give it background color white. And then let's use RGB or whichever is transparent. Okay, let's see. It said so.
And so it acts like a hover. We increase the height though, but it acts like a hover.
I didn't get that.
it acts like a hover, so it's only where we hover on the image.
That's when it's so heavy.
Yes. We'll also increase the height of the image.
Okay. This one. Should we give this one height? Should just give height, Abby?
Let's try.
Let's use index instead. You just give h. H what? H10. That'll be too much. Okay, it's not too much. H what should we use? People that have done it before.
H15.
Okay, nothing is changing. Is there anything like H15? I don't think so. I think it's 25.
Mm-hmm.
No,
it's too much.
Let's just use our icon style. So let's give height here. I'd say
to 40 pixel.
40, okay, 40 pixel. Good. All right. Is that okay? That means we may have to change the size of this icon also. All right, now let's make it an open. Just input, just one input at a time, So what do we do to the icon? I'll ask, then you can just tell me. What do we do to the icons? We change the icon size.
Yeah.
So how do we change the icon size?
FS. Okay, FS.
Give it a secondary color.
FS.
Please let that lady talk, please. I don't know who's saying anything. I'll be really
a background color, secondary.
Okay, you mean the
one we have before, the blue.
Okay, so we should change it to secondary.
Yes.
Well, from what they have here, I think it's white. I think it's white. We just have to like
background.
Yeah, the background is white. We just have to reduce the opacity of that background color, which is white. Don't you see? Just look at it. Yeah. So I think all we have to do is just let's change the color and the size first.
The color should be text.
So the icon color should be like primary, not white. So it should be like blue.
Secondary text color. So is it not secondary text color?
Yeah, it's secondary text. So let me just do it this way. We cannot have secondary text. Okay, we can. We can. 1, 2. Okay, we have a class on that, Abby.
Yes,
text color.
Text, yes.
Okay. So now let's see. Okay. They are too big. It's too big. It's too big. 5. Or we could just remove it entirely. Okay, I think this is better, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's see if we can increase the transparency. Let's make it like 8.5. So that should be better. Yeah, this is perfect. All right, so now having done that, before we finish this one, let's focus on this card title. So what am I supposed to do now on the card title? Card title, sharp, no time.
Let's change the color and centralize it.
Okay, so we change.
That'll be an H2 and a P.
H2 and a P, thank you. So I should just change this to H2, right? This is the own card title to H2. But H2 may be too big, but let's just see. Let's give it a name. Water park, something like that. And then let's remove this, go somewhere. We don't need this button. We don't have a button at all. So we change this one to Chief Executive Officer. Chief Executive Officer. All right, so we centralize it, Abby. How do we centralize? Text center. Thank you. All right, let's see.
Secondary text color.
Okay, I know the H2 is going to be big. So we have to change this one. So I think we should just go without the 5, right?
H5, yes, it was that.
Okay. So wait, Abire, what should be this color here? We need a color for this. What color is this? Remember?
Secondary text.
Remember? Okay, text color. Is that it?
No.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. No, that's not. The second text color is more like blue, a very dark blue.
Yes.
So we can use their own text secondary.
Yes,
I think that's what we are trying to say, Abiri. Text secondary is the secondary for, that's Bootstrap secondary. If you see it now, see, I think it's working now. So Abiri, are you clear? So just change the size. Let's change the size. How do we change the size of P? So let's say style. I don't want to go far. Font size. Let me just make it 12 pixel here. Okay. So what next? Water park. What's the color for water park? Okay. Now this is where we use our secondary text color. Use it for water park, and then we may have to like give it. All right, I think that's okay. So there's something wrong with this card which I don't really like. This card is different here. While this one, there's something that is not nice on this card. Can someone just tell us what it is on this card? There's something that is odd. Looking at their own here, there's something that is not the over.
Border? Is it the border?
Yeah, thank you. That's just the border. So let's target the card, then give it border 0. All right. Fine. Okay. Is that okay? Okay. We may have to do something about this.
We're supposed to have a background color for that section.
Okay, so that's going to show properly. All right, let's look for this. Okay, what's the background color here? Let's find it. Let me inspect that. Let's find the background color for that. Okay, George, this concerning this, we'll find a way to perhaps maybe I'll just solve it while pushing this my work to GitHub. I'll solve it and I'll share us the link because we don't have time for that anymore. But it's just a simple thing. It's just a simple thing. You just have to click on it and then copy this SVG. You see the SVG file, see the SVG link. When you click on, let me just do that. So when you click on it like this, you see this SVG, right? Just copy the part, copy SVG like this down, and then paste it wherever you want to paste it. You can even copy this BX icon also. Remember, we've already linked our BX to our code. So just copy from I or copy the entire div, this icon div. Copy the entire div and paste it. Then all you have to do is just do your styling, and then you're going to have that. So let's see. George, are you with me?
Yeah.
Sorry, we couldn't just don't do that again. I'm trying to pick the background color of that. This is the color for P. So where do I target the background color? I think.
Target the background color for what?
For the section. For the section. So let's just do. Let me give ID. So I'll give the ID. Let's say team section. All right. So yeah, I cannot. Oh, I can just do it this way instead. Style, background color. Okay, so let's save it. So let's see what we have. Okay. I think that's okay. We may need padding, or what do you guys think? We need padding.
Yes, we need padding.
Padding. That's PY. No.
Yes.
Class. PY. Abiri, please, I want you to talk more. And Jasmine, and Stanislas, I want you to talk more. So, all right, so we have this padding and then fine. Okay, so now let's. Okay.
Before we duplicate the cards, let's work on the theme and the paragraph on top.
Okay, the theme and the paragraph. Okay, what should be the theme now? Let's check.
I think the theme is secondary text
color. Okay, secondary. Why this one?
Okay. Secondary test.
Okay, secondary test. Text. While this one is going to be secondary. Right. So let's save it. Do we need to reduce the size of this P? Because it's more like it's bigger on our own end. But let's just, that one is not a problem for now. All right, let's see how we can fix the over effect. This is the over. When you over, you want this thing. Just, I want you to look at the behavior of that div that is coming up. When you over, the div, can you see the way the div is coming up? So let's see how can we achieve that. When you over, the div is not just appearing. It's actually like the height is increasing, more like it's coming from under. Is it appearing or is it like increasing the height? Which one is it?
It's increasing from the bottom.
The bottom. From the bottom. So let's see what we can do now. So we have what is it? We have our image parent, then we have our card. So we are going to say when we over on our image parent, I want something to happen to my image icon, right? When I over on my image parent, I want something to happen to my image icon. Now this is what we do. Okay.
It's not increasing from the. It's not increasing. It's fading up.
Fading up.
Yeah, like that. How we did that opacity. Now when you over it, the opacity should be 1. But now you give it transition so that you look as if it's going up.
Okay. Let's focus on image parents. Image parent. So okay, sorry, we have image parent already. Image parent what? Image parent what? Image parent over. So when I over on the image parent, what did I want to happen? I want something to happen to the image icon. You guys should talk. .img icon. Okay, so when I over on the image parent, I want the behavior to happen to the image icon. So by default or initially, there shouldn't be anything here initially. So by default, I don't want to have anything. So let's just assume that what we have there for now is opacity of 0, right? Let's give it opacity of 0 by default. Let's say opacity 0. So currently we won't have anything there as it is now. So now when I over on it, I want the opacity to come to what? To 1. So opacity should not change to 1. Let's just try that for now. Now let's see what we have. Okay, I think that
fixed it. Yeah. We just need to put the transition lower.
So now let's just. So where do we target? Remember, I said something about transition last week. Which part of this transition? Which part of the class do we target for the transition? Which part?
Image member. The image parent itself. Parent.
Yeah. George, where were you since? I've been defining you. All is in out. How many seconds? Let's say
0.3
seconds.
0. Someone is saying something apart from 0.3.
I was trying to say 0.2 seconds though.
Okay, so let's see the 0.3. Let's see how it works. Let's see. Oh, that's not working now. So what do we do next? Since this one is not, as you can see, or did I not save? I saved. So it's not working. Let's see. Let's be sure if it's not working. Let's put 1 second. Oh, sorry, 0.5. Just to be sure if it's not working. Transition all is in out. So no, it's not working. So what else do we do? I think we are.
Are you sure we're not supposed to add transition?
The problem is, sorry, we have to put the transition in the image icon, and the image parent over should be image icon over, because that's the only way it will work.
No, I didn't get that.
No.
I think we got the right one.
Yes, we didn't target the.
Yeah, I think this is just what we need to do. So let's see if it's going to work now. See?
It's working.
So what we need to do now is just to change this to 3 seconds, and then it's going to make more sense. More sense. So, well, what you said that we are supposed to target image icon over. No, we are not overing on the image icon. we are hovering on the parent. So when we hover on the parent, that's when we want this guy to, whichever place we hover on, we want this guy to come up. So that's just basically what happens here. When you hover on the parent, even if you hover on this one, but I'm not sure we did that. If you hover on this, no, that means we are wrong somehow. So
exactly, that's why I want it to be that image icon.
Okay, let's listen from your end. So yeah, please bring us back.
Okay, so we should cancel the image parent. You can hear me? You should cancel the image parent.
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay, no, it's not there. Like the image parent over.
Okay.
If you use an yes.
So what do we do now?
Dot image icon.
Dot image icon. All right.
Okay.
Over.
Is space dot dot that is social icons.
Social icons. Are you sure?
Yeah, that is the wrapper containing the icons, right? If I'm right, that is the class.
Okay, let's see. Let's confirm. So, because I don't want to lost it. So we have social icon, and then we have icon. We should have even used social icon. This thing is
like we are making.
So let's just remove social icon. We're not using social icon
anymore.
Class.
Sorry,
so now,
sir.
All right. I know you're wrong somewhere, but just look at the code again. And
we should target the member shadow.
Member shadow. Good.
Yes.
All right. Now let's go back.
Member shadow over.
So dot member shadow over.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we target what?
Image icon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So we just copy opacity.
1.
Fine. So now let's see.
Yeah.
See what we have now. Okay. Perfect. Oh, you guys are so good. All right. So having done that, I think we need small gap. Let's give gap up. So we just have to copy this thing. So we have the card. No, let me focus on the row. Let's give UI for my row. Okay, so now let's copy this column large. Copy the column large. This is the column large. 1, 2, 3. So then I'll change the image to 1, sim 2, sim 3. That's not complete. Okay, the last one here. Sim 4. So let's see what we have now. Wow. Oh, you guys are busting my head. Okay. So what else do we do? I think that's all.
Boss, can I see your code for the member shadow?
The member shadow. Okay. The first member shadow is this, just to get the box shadow, right? So why
can
do
I
we need
see it for this?
You want to see for the over, right?
No, for the member.
I didn't get you. I'm not getting you clearly, George.
Shadow.
What do you want to see now?
Member shadow.
The HTML.
No, I want to understand hovering over the member shadow. No, the CSS, not the HTML.
Okay, I think you are backward. All right, this is it. Your network is backward a little bit. So this is how it happens. Like, let me just explain basically what happened. So we have a member shadow. Our card is represented with member shadow because we don't want to use our card inside our CSS. It's possible that we have cards somewhere else. So if we are calling card, then we are going to affect other cards. So instead of that, we decided to say, okay, well, from someone's suggestion that we should use member shadow, right? So that we can have a unique name. So then we now use our member shadow to represent our card. Then we give our member shadow a box shadow. This is from David Joseph. So now the shadow is what is giving us the shadow, right? Now, after that, we now know that, okay, instead of using our card from now on, we are going to be using our member shadow. So after that, we have our card type 2, or, okay, we call it, what do we call it? We call it image box, right? So we call image box and then image parent. Well, I feel like we're supposed to use just one of these, but then let's remove this. Or let's just leave it. It's not affecting anything. So we have the first part, which is the image part, the image parent. Okay. So yeah, and then inside the image parent, we have the image itself, which is this, and then we have this div, which is the image icon. Remember, when you want to have something to stay on something, you place them inside a single div. That's what we did. We place the image icon inside the same div that we have the image. Okay, so we now put the image, we now make our image icon to have a display of a position of absolute, so that it's not going to take any space on its own, right? So having done that, we have our image our icon placed on top of the image. Then we give it W full or 100%. This is the image icon, position absolute, bottom 0 with 100%. Why do we have bottom 0? Because without this bottom 0 is just placing it directly at the bottom of our image box. Remember, the bottom 0 places our image icon directly at the bottom of our image box. So we have width 100% to contain the entire width. Then flex, so that we can place these guys at the center. So we say flex item center, justify center, and then column gap to have gap between the icons, which is the 20 pixel, and then background color white. So, but we needed a transparency for the background color because a little bit is not like complete white. So we gave RGB. Background color for white on RGB is always 255, 255, 255. And black is 000. Although you don't really need to know those ones, just write your white and then over on it to get your opacity. You can use Xcode, you can use any other one that you know you can, but it's good to make research on all of these colors so you can use it properly. All right, and then we give a height so that we can have this height. Then we give, okay, now this is where the opacity comes in. Okay, someone is trying to say something. Okay, nobody. So this is where the opacity comes in. It is from the onset, there shouldn't be anything on the image. It should be empty until when we over on it. But then we have to create it first so that we can at least see what we want to do, right? That's why we needed to create that part first. What's wrong with this? So we had to create it first to see, okay, this is how it's going to look like. Then after doing this, we now put opacity 0 to it. That okay. Then from the initial, I don't want this thing to show. I want to have an opacity of 0. So when I over on the parent, remember we said what's the name of our parent again? Instead of using the card, we use member something. I can't remember. So when we over on that member, I want this image icon not to have opacity of 0 anymore, but to have an opacity of 1. So that's what we did here. So member shadow over image icon should now have opacity of 1. So let's remove this. This image parent is just basically to not allow this guy to go somewhere else. Remember, this from here to here is image parent. So we use that so that we don't allow this to leave that container. Because without that, it's possible that this one will come to the down and or do something for them. So that's just basically how we were able to achieve this. And then when you over on any of it, you have your perfect behavior. Any question? This is a team effort and I'm really impressed. Thank you from the first person, Abire, down to the last person. Who's last? Who was the last person? Who gave us this member shadow? Who gave us the solution to the member shadow? David, senior man. All right, thank you guys. Okay, Itek. Oh, sorry, it was Itek, sorry. Oh, you guys are just raising hand for questions. Okay, Itek, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, for question.
Okay.
All right. So I'm still finding it difficult to understand this opacity zero. Is it like kind of it hides something? Does it work like display none and display visible, something like that?
Okay, display none will take it entirely out of the space. Display none will take an item entirely out of the space. That means if you have let's say you have H1 and then you give that H1 display none, that space that the H1 was initially located, there won't be anything there anymore, which means when you write another thing there, something else can stay on that space. That's display none. You don't want it to be there at all. But opacity means that thing will still be there. That space is still going to be there. Like that H1 will still contain that space, but it's not going to be visible. Like it's just, opacity now means how something fades in or fades out. So it's just going to fade like 100% fades out 100%. Nothing is going to be. It's there. That H1 will be there, but then you will not see it at that particular point. So now here's the thing. When I over on a particular thing, when I over on something, I want this particular one to now have opacity of 1. That one means come back to your initial visibility. Just come back to how you're supposed to be before. 1 is by default. So if you're not calling opacity or anything, then it's going to take opacity of 1 by default. So 0 means stay there. You're still going to maintain that space, but you will not be visible. You will not show. I will not see you at the first initial. That's it. But then when I over, then you can now come back to where you're supposed to be. I don't know if that explains opacity. Display none means take it out entirely. Take that item out entirely. Take that attribute or element out entirely. While opacity means just let the element still be there, but give it an opacity of 0. Let it not show to anybody. So that's why when you say, display does not have, when it is none, it is none. There's nothing like 0.5. You can say 0.5 for this one. That means, okay, I don't want it to show fully, but I want it to just show a little bit. See, just like this. I want it to show a little bit. So when I over, then come back and full. So that's just display. Opacity will still be there, but then you will not see it. That's just the difference. Is that clear?
Yes. Because I've been having issues with this.
All right, thank you. Okay, Hope, does anyone have any other thing to say?
Just thinking about it, sir. So visibility too does what opacity does, but just that in opacity now we have the ability to change the range.
The range from 0 to 1. Why visibility? When you call visibility, it is none. Hidden. I think visibility is hidden. So that one does not have maybe range. Okay, maybe I want you to be visible small or something. For instance, hidden or show or something like that. So visibility sometimes can be used in place of display none. But visibility is just basically show or not show. Why display can be hidden, display can be none, flag, and every other thing. So that's just
right.
Thank you. All right. What else? Okay, let me just say this. We won't, our next task, we won't be using this one page. Sorry that I bust you guys bubble, but I want us to finish it. Like, it's very good. Imagine yourself being able to complete this page. Imagine yourself being able to build this website, like this web page, the way it is. Like, already, if you can complete this one on your own, that means you're very good. You're okay already concerning HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap if you are able to complete this thing. So imagine, what else do you need to do? Okay, I think I said I was going to do this thing, map. Someone asked me this question and I ignored it. Gospel, it was intentional. All right, we can use a map. Let's just see that. Just look for Google Map and then use iframe. Let me show us. Go to Google Map. Just search for map, yeah. Map is loading. So click on Google Map. So let's assume I want to use Eket. I'm in Eket currently. So I'll search for Eket and I'll share. So let's search for Eket. Eket. Searching for Eket. All right, this is Eket. Okay, now I need to get the map of Eket. Since they have a map on their own here, they have a map of, I don't really know, this is not my own concern. I just want to use map of my own. So what do I need to do? How do I get that? Share, click on share and embed a map. Don't share a link. When you're sharing a link, that means you're sharing the link of this page. But we need to have a map. That's what we need. We don't need a link, we need a map. So click on embed a map, right? So, and then you can just use, if you want, how do you want it to be, big, large, small, custom size, or whatever. Let's just go with medium, which was there initially. And then copy the HTML. This is what you need to copy. Copy the HTML. And then, okay, let's say we want to have our, like after copying it, let me close it out. This is the one page. Under the contact, I want to have my what's this? My map. So I'll create a container, give it SM, and then I'll put my map inside it. So let's see, let's go to HTML. Ite, can you drop your hand, please? Or if you have anything else to say, you can say it. So let's say contact. So let me just put section slash hashtag contact. Okay, then here we have dot container small. Okay, so inside here we now have, you can have, let's say dot map. Let's just put in a div. So then drop your map that you copy, that link, that HTML that you copy, save it, and then let's see what we have. So this is the iframe for map, iframe. This, everything like this, I copied it. So I copied the iframe from there. Then the source, the width, the height, the style, the border, blah, 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 and all of that. So now let's see it from our own page. Okay, so this is what we have now. So, well, I want it to like contain the whole space. So I can just say width. Can I pass a class to iframe? Let's remove this width first. Let's see if you can pass a class to iframe. Let me see if I can pass a class. Let me see with 100. Let's see if it's going to work. Okay, that works fine. And then I think the height, our own height is a bit much, so their own is a little bit small. So let's go and give it the height, reduce the height to 250. Okay, so we have our height. You cannot see it properly because I did not give padding to the container. So let's just do that. Class PY5, just what we've been doing before, and then PY3. Okay, so we can see it clearly. All right. So this is what we have. Now, why this one is kind of like green, and then theirs is this, is because they use downtown. So they have a lot of water. I don't know what they call it, geographic people. So we have water here, and the terrain is different from Eket. Eket is green area, a lot of grass. So that's just different. So this is basically how you can get map on your page. And don't forget to include your H1 and then your paragraph. I believe we can fix this one on our own to fix this one. And yeah, this one is JavaScript. We don't have to worry about that. So this one works also. This one works also. So Gospel, you don't have to stress yourself when it's come to map. Google provides everything for us. All we need to do is just to copy the iframe and paste it where we want to use it and decide how you want it to look like. So that's that about that. This is 12:01. If you have any further question, I will like to take that. But then if we don't have, George, I want you to try out this part. Try out this part. No.
Which part?
SVG part. Like I explained to you, just inspect it. I believe some of us must have done it. So inspect it, copy the SVG and use it here. Remember to use it how best so that we can place this one, place these guys at the center of the SVG, just like that. Just update me on whatever you're able to achieve by trying to do that. Okay? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. If you don't have any question, Let me see if Akimbobara is here. No, he's not. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I was thinking we will not even use up to 2 hours, but then we are already at our time. If you have any question, please say it now, or then if you don't want to say it now, can drop your question on the group chat or on the channel. And Michael, you have been graded already. I really want you to ask anybody for the next task so that you can start working on it. Just ask anybody the next task so you can have to start working on it. Then by the time you got promoted, you can easily do you want to say something? By the time you got promoted, you can easily copy your code and then Michael. I can hear you clearly though, but that's just what I want to say. Meet anybody or ask anybody of the task for stage 3, because I think you're still in stage 2, and I don't want to. We are. What stage are we currently, David? David, what stage are we currently? Are we in stage 5 or stage 6?
We're on stage 5.
Stage 5. Okay, so we only have 2 stages to go, just 6 and 7. So, and I don't want you to miss us or to not join us in stage 7, because when you get to stage 7, if you did not join us to stage 8, there won't be a way that will bring you back up. So, and also after this task, after our next task, which is going to be basically a design from our just go and look for a design from yourself. Like you have to build a complete website, not a complete website, a static page actually, that will contain home, about, and contact. Home, about, and contact. That's going to be our next task. We're not going to be using this Bootstrap page. It's going to be a design from our own, just something you can think of. We can go to any website and copy templates or whatever. So just you build something on your own, and then the web page must have home page, which is the landing page, about page, and then the contact page. And we are going to be using Bootstrap. And for that, we are going to be checking the percentage, the CSS percentage. It's going to be, okay, our percentage is going to be, it shouldn't be more than 5%. I think that's, if not 10%, I don't know yet until the host or the admin actually informs me. But for now, I think it should not be more than 10%. Your CSS percentage should not be more than 10% on your next task. So you can start finding a way to master your Bootstrap now before the next task. If you check your GitHub, for you to know your percentage, GitHub, just open your GitHub and then open any of the project that you've been working on. Where is it? Let me open my GitHub. So this is GitHub. Now go to code, just where you have your project, right? Then come down here, you see languages. So from the languages, you can now see the percentage of CSS. This same task is what I did during my own time last year for this particular. So this is the task here, this food mania. It's just something I came up from my head. So this is just what I did on my own. Although it was making really nonsense, and I don't really like color. Initially, I used black and white, but then my mentor was like, no, I shouldn't use black and white for a food. It should be something catchy and something, fancy. So I decided to add all this blue color and all of that, which I did not really enjoy. But what I'm trying to say is, this was my CSS percentage then, 0.4. 0.4%. And well, I can do more than this. I should have done better. I know I should have done better. But then this was what I think that time they gave us 6%. It shouldn't be more than 6%. So what they wanted us to use then was Bootstrap basically. So let's see how we can start mastering our Bootstrap also from now. Go through the classes, and you can even write them down so you don't forget. Ensure that you use more of Bootstrap. All of these CSS that we are using now, well, you may have to use it when you need to do some animation or over effect and all of that. But this one already is much. If I push this in and if I push this work to GitHub, I'm going to have almost 15% or 20% of CSS. It's not going to make us qualify. So you have to prepare yourself for the next task, which is going to be next week. So that's just a hint and a small expo. Then after that, we are going to have a collaboration Collaboration is only for those that are in the next stage, that current stage. Next task will take us to stage 6. That stage 6, you have to be in stage 6 before you can have collaboration. Sorry, because before you can have a group. And when we share group, like maybe we share five persons per group, when you're just coming, if you're just coming, well, it may, I don't know what will happen. I just don't know what will happen then, but just try as much as possible to catch up before that time so that you can have a group where we are sharing group. Thank you very much, guys. I really enjoyed my time today. I really enjoyed the class, and I want us to have more of an interactive session like this also moving forward. And this is the end of all this explanation and teaching and all of those things about HTML and CSS. Next week, we move straight into JavaScript and we see how JavaScript handles functions, functionality, and interactions on web page. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, stage 3 now. So, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for the update. So start working on the next task, and please be very fast. Be very, very fast. I don't want you to. I see you've been doing a lot, and I see the energy. I don't want you to like just be backward. Please. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you.